Alright guys, good morning. God bless you and everybody that watches the video. Well, that doesn't. Maybe one day somebody will watch it that doesn't watch it. That sounds kind of dumb, but anyway. Good morning to you all. God bless you all. I'm here driving my 2010 10-speed KW with the ISX Cummins. My favorite motor, by the way. Right after the Cat. It's my favorite motor. Cummins, I love them. Anyway, so I kind of want to do beginners tips and tricks about shifting at 10 speed, which is a pretty common speed transmission. It's the most common, in my opinion, probably nowadays, the 10 speed training. So very first things that I want to just get out the way, and for those guys that don't agree with me, just let me know. I mean, it's okay. I'm not going to get upset or anything. I mean, there's a reason why we make these videos, right? But if you disagree with me, let me know. Actually, it's better. That way we could have a conversation and just, like, I make these videos to teach and to learn. I mean, you never know. I might teach something. I might learn something every day. Yeah, and so I want to get this out today. If you hear a grinding noise, I need a new synchronizer in my truck. I just let you know. I mean, I am a driver, and obviously, I find myself driving as professionally as I can. So if you hear a crack noise, it's because my synchronizer's been going out for the last 5 years, and I had different drivers in the truck, and they did their best to protect it, but you know, you can only do so much. When I bought the truck, it was already going out, but I just kept replacing the oil. Anyway, I don't want to ramble because I already made a video, a 12-minute video, and I just rambled like a dummy about different topics. So I just want to get this out there and make it good so that everybody can just watch the video and learn. Anyway, so here it is. Number one tip that I see that everybody does, and that I think you guys should drop that habit. If you've ever driven a standard car, like a 5-speed manual transmission, any kind of car, especially a small car that don't have a lot of power, a lot of torque from the bottom, from a standstill, you tend to rev the engine, right? You tend to let go of the clutch a little bit and rev the engine, because if not, it'll stall, right? Okay, you don't need to do that with trucks. All right, and like I said, if anybody disagrees with me, you're more than welcome to let me know. I actually would appreciate it if you do. We can talk about it. But anyway, so when you let go of it, you just need to let go of the clutch the whole way. You don't need to be revving the engine. You're actually ruining your clutch. The trucks, like, you know, big trucks, even pickup trucks, they have a lot of torque. You know, if you've ever driven, for those guys who are Dodge fanatics out there, I had a Dodge diesel for years, 2004, 3500 Dodge diesel for, I don't know, probably 10 years. So the truck was crashed. And it had a low first gear. And you didn't even use it because it was so low. I actually took it out in second. And even then, I just used the clutch, even when I was towing. And I didn't need to use the accelerator. A lot of guys go, oh, it puts stress on the transmission. It doesn't. It doesn't. It's designed that way. It's not a car. It's a truck. It's designed to handle that kind of power. It's designed to handle that kind of torque. So on these trucks, on 10-speed, whatever kind of truck you have, my voice broke. Whatever kind of truck you have, you don't need to accelerate. You don't need to use the accelerator. Just let go of the clutch slowly, granted, right? Slowly. You let go of it, and the truck will do its work. That's why it's designed, especially if you're first and second, you know. So you just let go of the clutch and the truck will take off. It's designed, that's why you have 10 speed. It's designed to have a lot of torque from the bottom. You don't need the rev, right? And the second thing is, you don't need to take the truck out of gear when you're stopping on a light. You're coming to a dead stop, use your brakes. You're going to tell me, oh, well, I don't need, I'm empty, I don't really, it's there, use it. I mean, the jakes are the best thing that could ever happen. I want to make a video about it, but I mean, I guess I could just mention it now, but the jakes are just the best thing that ever happened. To me, it's the best thing about truck driving. I shouldn't say that ever happened, but I should say about truck driving. I mean, I think even cars have great wheels, man. It's so awesome. And like, you just, awesome. Yeah, I was really sick yesterday, so I don't know, maybe my speech is slurred. But anyway, got a buddy following me. I'm falling back over. But anyway, so let's get to the point what I was trying to say before I ramble on like I always do. With Jakes, I use them all the time, and these newer trucks, you can't really hear them. You know, they're so quiet. Like this one, it's a little bit louder than most because it's a 2010, it's a little bit older engine. But these newer trucks, you can't hear them. So I would use it all the time. I mean, I do use it. I mean, any DOT, CHP listening to out there, I mean, by any chance, yeah, I do use it. It actually prevents me from, you know, in the streets, I'm talking about the streets. It prevents me from ruining my brakes, and it actually helps me slow down even more, especially when I'm loaded. I mean, I love it when I'm loaded, man. I downshift, and I'm just kicking back, downshifting. The truck does its work. I mean, I touch the brakes. I only touch the brakes when I'm like, you know, 30, 40 feet from stopping. I mean, because I'm going that slow. I just have the habit of driving that way. I don't drive bumper to bumper. I keep my distance. Even though I drive a dump truck, which is short, I don't have a trailer anymore. I drive like I used to drive, how I used to drive when I had my flatbed behind me. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is, if you pull your truck out of gear, you're only hurting your brakes, and you're like right now. Watch, I'm coming to a stop, and I'm just gonna downshift. Right now, I'm going a little bit too fast, so I leave it in gear. Right, the truck's in gear right now. I'm coming to a stop, and I press the clutch, and I leave it. I'm in 8th gear right now, right? So now I'm going to slow down to 2 miles an hour to go into to pick up the load. Now I just literally put it in first. Now I'm going to creep, give it a little bit of gas, and just creep where I'm going. So for you guys, you can rewind the video. I'll just repeat it. But anyway, just don't take the truck out of gear when you're stopping. I mean, a lot of guys have the tendency just to pull it out of gear and let the truck slow down with the brake, and they don't leave it in gear. And you guys, like I said, some guys, I have a really good friend of mine that argues with me every time we talk about this, and he's been driving longer. And I told him, I said, okay, I said, would you do that on a downhill? Would you do that on a downgrade? Would you take the truck out of gear on a downgrade? No, you wouldn't, right? No, I wouldn't. Okay, well, why would you do it when you're stopping at a light, when you need to slow yourself down? I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. You want to have the most things causing friction, slowing you down. You know, it's simple physics. I mean, you want something slowing you down. You don't want to let, especially a loaded truck, you don't want to let it just go to a light, man, without having, you know, the gear holding you back. The gear is actually going to slow you down, even if you don't have your Drake on. The gear still slows you down because you're actually moving all the components while the truck's in gear. If you take it out, your transmission, everything's in free fall, and so it's just spinning freely. But when you put it in gear, you're actually moving your axles, you're moving everything, your drive line, everything's moving with the speed of the road and the momentum that the truck's going. So those are simple tricks. And another thing, if you're floating your gears, you know, if you're floating gears and stuff like that, don't get stressed out. Don't jam them in. Don't just push them in like, you know, like it's your last resort. You know, just take it easy. Don't freak out. You know, be patient with the truck. Listen to the truck. You know, this truck, a lot of people used to hate this truck because they couldn't get it to go into gear when they were loading gears. So this truck, matter of fact, and what it wants to do is, it wants to, what it wants to do, sorry, I'm trying to let this person, Southern truck driver, go ahead and go. What it wants to do is actually wants to shift on lower RPMs. So, for example, what am I saying? In 1200, 1300, that's a sweet spot for this truck. No matter what gear, especially when you're upshifting, it loves those RPMs. That's just the way it is. That's just the way the truck works. Some other trucks, they like higher RPMs. So, at the end of the day, you got to drive your truck and get a feel for it. Don't jam the gears in there. Don't get frustrated. And if you do, it's all right, man. It's not the end of the world. I mean, we all live and learn, man. You know. I mean, that's just the way it goes. But yeah, don't sell yourself short either. Don't think just because you couldn't get it into gear this time around that you're never going to be able to drive a manual transmission, so you're going to go to automatic. I mean, I'm sure soon enough that there's probably going to be more automatics than manuals, I'm assuming, you know, but But for those guys for those trucks are out there, those people that still have those the manuals, like I said, the easiest thing is to take your time with it, feel the truck out, feel the RPMs out. I need to actually show you how to shift. But I mean, I'm doing it right now. I'm taking up with the light. I can show you. I need to put the camera, the phone down, so I can show you. But essentially, I'm shifting now living from a light. So it's gonna grind because, like I mentioned earlier, the signal. But you know, essentially, like right now, I'm doing 13, around 1400 RPM. Yeah, more or less. Now that I'm going up the grade, and I'm shifting, right? So see, now I gotta stop to the light. I'm in 7th. I'm not gonna take the truck out of gear. I'm gonna press the brake and clutch it in. I'm staying in 7th all the way to a dead stop, and put it in 2nd so I can start back up. That's the way I drive. So, like I said, hopefully this helps somebody out. I don't want to make this video too long. It's already long enough. I honestly probably need to start editing things so it just makes it easier and more understandable. But the very first thing is about shifting. I'm going to do a whole shifting video, but just take your time with the truck, feel the truck, don't get stressed out, don't jam the gears in there, and ask questions, man. You know, ask questions of the people. And if nobody's out there for you, if nobody wants to help you out, send me a message. Any question you got about the truck, ask me. I'll help you. Whatever it is that you don't know, let me know. Ask me. I'm here for that. I've learned a lot from YouTube. I've benefited a lot from YouTube. From anything from fishing. I love fishing, to so many different things. I mean, I can't, you know, even just to keep myself entertained. I mean, YouTube is wonderful, man. Wonderful. I listen to the Bible on YouTube too when I can't read it because I'm driving. So I love YouTube. It's a great platform for anything, especially for learning, man. I mean, how-to videos, you can learn anything on here. So for all you guys that need any help or any advice, hit me up. You know, whatever it is, any questions you got, if I know it, I'll be happy to help you out. And yeah, just treat your truck with love, man. Don't get frustrated. Don't get angry at it. Don't think that, you know, that you only have one opportunity to get it right. I mean, all of us have been driving for years. We still make mistakes. I mean, it just is what it is, dude. You're gonna make mistakes. Nobody's perfect, man. The only perfect one's the Lord. He's in heaven. So keep at it. Don't get frustrated. Don't give up. You gotta feed your family. So, and if you don't have a family yet, you probably will soon. So, at one point or another, you're gonna have to feed more people than yourselves. You're gonna need to make that money. It's just a matter of time, you know, that you learn. It's a matter of time, practice. It's trial and error. It's like learning an instrument. You know, it's like anything. And once you pick it up, it's hard. But you need to learn right. That's why, you know, you can learn, but you need to learn correctly. That way, you know, if you drive, let's say you don't buy your own truck because you don't want to do that. You don't want to buy a truck. You want to drive for somebody. You're like, I don't want to do all that right now. Then you want to be a good driver. You want to show your boss, especially if you drive for a small company, they're going to pay attention to that. You want to show your boss that you're a good driver, that you take care of the truck, that you know how to shift, that you know that you manage to. You know, I'll tell you why. Because if you're using your brakes a lot, especially when you're going downhill, that's the other video I want to make, how to downshift downhill, because a lot of guys don't know how to do that. And I see guys burning their freaking brakes all the time. I mean, it's horrible. So if you're causing wear and tear to the truck, and then eventually, let's say you buy your truck, you don't want to do that, right? I mean, you want to be smart, right? I mean, I know most guys do. So my point is that you want to learn how to do it correctly so you don't tear the equipment up. Whether it's your bosses, so you're favorable with them, or whether it's yours, so that you don't spend that money down the road replacing unnecessary things where they could have lasted a long longer, right? And also, I do all my repairs on my own truck. I do everything. So any questions, mechanical questions, anything like that, shoot me a message. All right, guys. And hopefully this video makes sense. I'm gonna try to edit them more and make them edit them period, because I'm not editing this one, and make them actually understand. So, you guys stay safe. God bless everyone, and yeah, we'll see each other on the next video.